Te reo ererangi o te mānia. This episode was produced in Otatahi by Plains Media, with support from New Zealand On Air.
Welcome, haere mai, to Emergence News. Thank you for joining us. My name is Nigel, and over the next 20 to 25 minutes, we hope to provide you with a story which will create a sense of wonder and magic. And I thought I'd have a look at the Oxford Dictionary definition of wonder, and it reads, a feeling of amazement and admiration caused by something beautiful, remarkable, or unfamiliar. So more on that in just a moment. But firstly, it's time to welcome Peter to the studio. Good morning, Peter.
Hi there, Nigel. How are you today?
I'm pretty good, thank you.
Good.
It's Christmas time, so our lives seem to get busier in December, don't they?
They do indeed, and looking forward to catching up with family, etc. and so forth.
Yes.
Christmas Day, I think, is 22 people, so that's a good start.
Now, you're a former restaurateur.
Yeah.
Are your culinary skills going to be employed?
Well, they're so rusty, Nigel. I'm sort of looking at recipes, I can't remember a thing.
Also in the studio is Shafir. Good morning, Shafir.
Good morning.
Kia ora.
Kia ora.
And, of course, you're over here in New Zealand at the moment. And
I am.
Since you were last year in the studio, a few weeks back there, you've been travelling up and down Aotearoa.
I have. I've been to Wanganui and Dunedin.
Now, you're up in Wanganui. You were doing a dance program?
Yes, I was.
What's the name? Is it Universal Dance?
Dances of Universal Peace, yes.
Dances of Universal Peace.
Yes.
I had somebody... we were doing a Kriya Yoga meditation this morning earlier with a lady, and she's heard of you, and she's looking forward to meeting you while you're here in New Zealand.
All right.
Because she's very keen on that form of dance.
Yes, and it's very much in line with what Maitreya teaches, finding the unity within diversity.
Sounds interesting. And when you were travelling over here, you went via Germany and Europe.
Yes.
And you were involved with the dance there as well.
Yes.
Were you invited to come over?
Yes.
So
yeah.
you
Yes, I've travelled quite a lot around Europe. Yes.
With the Universal Dance.
Yeah.
Okay. So if people are interested, is there anywhere online they can go to find out more?
Well, they can go to the websites of Dances of Universal Peace Aotearoa, which is the local one, or the main one, which is the worldwide one, because it's a worldwide movement.
So welcome. It's great to have you on board. John's away at the moment, so your timing is impeccable.
I know. It always works, doesn't it?
Yes, I think it's called synchronicity.
It is, yes.
Yes, how wonderful. All right, so we'll be back in just a moment as we explore a miraculous light portrait of Jesus. You are listening to Emergence News, and it is great to have your company. Thanks for joining us. We talk about Maitreya, the hierarchy of masters, and one of the senior masters in the hierarchy is the Master Jesus, Peter.
That's right, yes. He was a direct disciple of the Christ, yes.
And, of course, Maitreya works closely with Jesus, doesn't he?
Oh, yes, they're often seen together. In fact, I remember a story where they were both on a motorbike.
Really?
Yeah.
I haven't heard that one.
Yeah, no, it's a long time ago probably, but anyway, they were interacting with various people that needed to be interacted with.
Yes.
And they were both together.
And, of course, 2,000 years ago in Palestine, for 3 years there, Maitreya was working with Jesus, overshadowing
That's right,
Jesus.
He was too.
But that process actually began when he was about 15 years old.
That's right.
He was being trained, wasn't he?
Yes, part of his education it was.
Yes,
definitely.
yes. So if you're interested in that subject, it is fascinating. Do go to the Share International website about the relationship between Maitreya and Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
And on today's program, as I intimated just a few moments ago, we're going to talk about a miraculous light portrait of Jesus. And this miraculous light portrait of Jesus is an unusual and striking light pattern that can be seen every night in Betsy Whitfield's home, and she's in Texas in America. And on a stairway wall, there appears to be an artistically rendered image of a figure produced by means of ambient light emitted from an outside floodlight. Betsy Whitfield is convinced this is not some random convergence of light beams, but rather a genuine miracle. One of many signs of wonder, in fact, that have manifested around the world over the past couple of decades. And we've talked on this program a number of times, Shafia, haven't we, about
yes, we have.
The signs of Maitreya's emergence.
That's right. And they promised that they would leave signs for us to be able to sort of draw attention to the fact that they're in the world and here helping us. But we don't really notice very often, and the news people aren't really that interested.
No, not yet.
Not yet, no.
Yes, and we'll be talking about that in a moment.
Yeah.
Shafia, I was interested when you talked 2 programs ago about healing waters in Germany.
That's right.
And that it was discovered because Maitreya had left some
crosses of light, I think.
Crosses of light.
Patterns of light, yes.
Yes. Can you just explain that quickly for us?
Well, I think that from what my memory is that he went down into this cave and just saw all these light patterns and crosses of light, and so that made him aware that something was happening there. And
this was the hotel owner?
Yes, the hotel owner, yes. And so the water there, he got tested from that and found, as we said before in the previous program, that it was 8% lighter. Part of the healing waters that are being spread all around the world at the moment.
So that hotel owner probably wouldn't have been alerted to the fact that he had special water in that old, was it a slate mine?
Yes.
Yeah. And so Maitreya, when he needs to alert us to something, he will use some signs.
That's right, yes.
Yes,
yeah.
And those crosses of light, of course, must have alerted that hotel owner must have been sensitive enough to have noticed those signs.
Yes, that's right, yeah.
It's fascinating, isn't it?
It is fascinating, yes. Yeah.
So look, back to our Christmas story here, Christmas wonder. Besides regularly hosting a meditation group at her house, for many years, Betsy Whitfield has sought to help make known to the public the gradual emergence of Maitreya and the spiritual hierarchy into full and open view. In the following interview, she discusses her initial encounter with the mysterious light pattern and its relation to humanity's transition into a new era. You're listening to Emergence News. This is our Christmas episode for 2025, and we're talking about a genuine miracle which happens every night at Betsy Whitfield's residence in Texas. And she recently did an interview with Andy Morgan. And Andy is a co-worker, a Share International co-worker based over in America. And he interviewed Betsy about this light pattern on her stairwell. So Andy asked her, the first question he asked her was, when did you first notice this pattern or portrait? And what was everyone's initial reaction?
So Betsy replies, it was the 4th of July weekend in 2003, and I was walking down the stairs and noticed a face on the wall of the stair landing. I was surprised and stood there looking at it for a few minutes, thinking, this looks like a face on the wall. Then I thought, oh no, it's just a random pattern of leaves from the ambient light from the floodlight on the front door of the house. In 2001, my husband had put this floodlight on the front door to show off a Christmas wreath. After Christmas, I wanted him to take it down since it was so bright, but he insisted that it was there to stay all year long. Anyway, I decided to dismiss the face and walked on down the stairs. But something made me go back and check it again, and it really did look like a face. I asked my husband to have a look at something on the wall. I didn't give my opinion. He said it looked like a face. In fact, it looked like one of those Renaissance portraits, really like the self-portrait of Rembrandt. So this really reminds me of the story of the hand of Jesus, of Maitreya, because the same thing happened to a woman in a flat, and she went into her bathroom, and there it was. Do you remember this, Peter?
Yes, it's in Barcelona, wasn't it?
That's right. And
yes.
She went in and she saw this hand in the bathroom mirror, wiped it off, just sort of dismissed it, and it kept coming back. And so eventually she had it recognised as the hand of Maitreya.
And of course, the sign of a genuine miracle can often be that it's sudden. It has there's never been any evidence of this before.
No, that's right. And also, the reaction is that you immediately dismiss it because that's not what you're expecting.
Yes.
To see, are you? You don't. So you think you just dismiss it, and then it's there. It keeps coming back, and
yes. Well, that's interesting because back to the interview, Andy Murray then asks Betsy, "What makes you think this is a genuine miracle?"
And she replies, well, first of all, it appeared suddenly. It had not ever been there, and there it was. Secondly, I took a photo of it to a trusted source, Scottish artist and esotericist Benjamin Creme, whose master said that it was a self-portrait of Jesus. I asked what I should do about it. Creme answered, take it to the media, make it known. So far, you are the only one who has asked.
Now, Peter, could you just do some further explanation for us here? So she took it to Benjamin Creme for verification.
Yes.
So what's the process? What did Benjamin Creme do to verify?
Well, he just listens to his master. His master's almost on his shoulder. And he does the same when he's working out your race structure and that sort of thing. He stands back and he sort of goes into an inner connection. That's the only way I can describe it, really. And he gets the answer straight away. And
because they've got a rapport going, haven't they?
That's right. He's there for him, to talk to, and whatever he asks, he gives an answer. And same when you're asking what race structure you are, he comes back with it. Benjamin Creme writes it down and hands it to you. It's just amazing. It's just like it's instant. He's not thinking about it.
No, but if you go back and listen to Benjamin Creme's story, he spent 17 years being trained to be able to do that.
That's right.
And it was not an easy process for him. He had to sort of learn to totally dissolve his own ego and become sort of like the eyes in the world for the master. And so he was able to build that rapport.
Okay, let's move on to the next question, Shafir. Andy then asks Betsy, Benjamin Creme's publication, Share International Magazine, includes many such types of miraculous stories and photos.
And she replies, yes, every month in the magazine publishes several reports of miracles from readers. It is just one of the unique features of this all-volunteer created publication. There is also an article related to the current state of humanity given through Creme by his master, and articles which highlight the good things people around the world are doing.
So the magazine, if you're interested about the Share International Magazine, it's going online next year. Mm-hmm. So we're no longer getting a hard copy. But the advantage of it going online is that there is no cost or subscription. So if you're interested, and I remember John saying one of his favourite parts of there's three parts to the magazine that are his favourites, and one of them is going to the stories at the end of the publication where people often have these interesting encounters with Maitreya or Jesus or both.
Yes, and that's always the first one I go to.
Is it it's the first? There's some fabulous stories, and they really are quite remarkable. All right, so since the late 1970s, Benjamin Krem has been introducing to the world a new type of meditation called transmission meditation, which you have been involved in yourself for quite a while, Betsy. And he asks her, do you think this phenomenon has any connection to the fact that a meditation group regularly meets here?
Since the Master Jesus works so closely with Maitreya, she says, I'm sure that there is a connection.
And then Andy asks, do you see it as having any special purpose and significance?
I think it is one of the many miraculous appearances of Jesus' face, tears from the statues of the Madonna, appearances of Maitreya, and there are other signs that are living in a very special time. That we are living in a very special time. We have come to a serious crisis in our civilization, caused by the fact that all of our institutions are dead. They no longer serve our needs, and we are adrift. We need leadership, direction, and hope. These are the signs the great spiritual teachers are returning to the everyday world to show us the way out of our problems.
That's a really interesting response, isn't it? Because at the beginning and even during an age, often there are great teachers such as Muhammad, Krishna, the Buddha, Jesus 2,000 years ago. Yeah. These great teachers, and there's many others, aren't there, Peter?
Oh, yes, that's right there. Certainly, this history is full of them, and they come often at the time of, we're moving into the Aquarian age now, but at the time of Pisces starting, when Jesus was around, that's, there were lots of manifestations. In fact, his disciples were extraordinarily advanced, weren't they? I mean,
for their time, yes.
For that time, there were third-degree initiates.
Yeah.
Yes, a number of them were 3-degree initiates. And of course, when these teachers come at a time, it's because there's a new age and there's a new energy coming through.
That's right. Yeah.
Which means humanity is ready, in theory, to be more receptive to some of the new teachings. And a lot, of course, Maitreya is the new teacher for the new age for the next, 2,500 years?
Yes, that's right. And he will bring in an aspect of the will as well in this particular coming time. And it's certainly what humanity needs to combine with the love wisdom that he brings.
So when you're talking about the will of God, are we talking about Ray 1 energy?
Yes, we are. Yes. And the will to good is I think, probably the keynote for the new age.
Just going back to this miracle, Shafir, Jesus, this light portrait of Jesus appearing on Betsy Whitfield's stairway in her home. Does this happen to some of the people, co-workers, some of the people that are working within Share International, these signs?
It seems to, doesn't it? I mean, we had Benjamin Krem come over here and there were 3 crosses of light that appeared in the house in Auckland. And one of them broke, and when we were doing our spiritual fairs and giving information, we often used to take this particular cross of light to show people how it works, And so I think, it happens everywhere, but it happens specifically with people who understand what it's about. And
the tears of Madonna and some of the signs that Betsy and Andy were talking about earlier in this interview, there was a flood of miracles coming through in the 1990s, such as these.
There was, yes. There's one of the Indian Madonnas or statues, I'm not sure which one it was drinking milk. The people were giving them milk and it was just disappearing.
And I remember that on the news at the time.
Yes.
It was quite astonishing.
Yes.
Oh, that's right. And there were so many scientists trying to prove it was fake or something like that.
Yes,
and they couldn't do it.
The village ran out of milk, I think, didn't they?
It's terrific. Let's continue with this interview. It's quite fascinating. Okay, so where are we up to here? Andy then asks Betsy, some people might wonder, by teachers, do you mean religious figures? You'll be interested in this answer, Peter.
So she says, no. One of these teachers, the Master Jesus, is leader in the Christian groupings and so could be considered a religious teacher. but others are teachers in all departments of human life: political, economic, artistic, scientific, social, and so forth. I think we need to realize that human beings are spiritual beings first and foremost. Our spirituality is what drives us to betterment, to positive development of our capacities, and to the desire to express love, compassion, and wisdom. Maitreya's return to the everyday world is only possible because, he says, the heart of man is essentially pure love. Religion is not the only expression of spirituality. With our competing religious ideologies, religion has become an impure expression of the teachings of all the great teachers, the Buddha, Krishna, the Imam Mahdi, and the Christ. Their essential teachings are the same. It is the misguided interpretations which have become dogmas that cause war, hatred, privation, and the many pathologies which we see acted out among men today. The simple awareness that all are sons and daughters of the one God can transform life on earth.
And to finish the interview, just to advise you, this article was originally published on September the 29th, 2018, and according to Betsy, the portrait is still shining today. So that's 22 years plus, isn't it?
Yes.
That it appears every night, as long as her husband's outside light is working.
Yes, well, all these light phenomena need a light source of some sort, except it seems to be the ones on the
light patterns on the big buildings.
Yes, which I think must come from somewhere.
The Space Brothers.
Yes, could be.
So what a wonderful story.
It is a wonderful story.
I made contact with Betsy shortly before we recorded this program, and I asked her about the question that Andy asked about the media, the interest in the media, and she has taken the story to local media. No one's interested. She took this. I then asked her, has she taken the story to the churches? And the response was, we don't think anybody would be interested in this story. So Andy and ourselves are actually the only media that have picked up the story, which is, I find, quite amazing, really.
It's astonishing, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. And again, I think it comes back to that. It's so out of our sort of normal experience, or the experience that we're having, that we don't tend to take notice of it because we just dismiss it. It's like we have to expand our minds, don't we, to include the miraculous.
And maybe it's a source of inspiration for Betsy and her meditation group, and that's sufficient for now.
Yes.
She also said that the Jesus light portrait on the stairwell has appeared close to where she and her husband have many family messages, as well as some of Benjamin Krem's artworks.
Right.
There's a connection there, isn't there? So that was an interview by co-workers in America by Andy Morgan and Betsy Whitfield. And if you'd like more information on those two, they're very active on Substack. And if you go to the Emergence News on Substack, that's emergencenews.substack.com, you will find the links to the work that Betsy and Andy are doing on behalf of Share International.